on so much, you know, from everybody over the conversation, which is why to me, you know, it's suspect. Whether this dude was working, you know what, with whoever, or COINTELPRO, or whatever you want to call it, no, we're not going to know that. To me, it's 100% yes. That's just how I see it, because it ain't that much coincidence in the world. And to me, well, if you pay attention to this whole thing and, you know, just be critical about it, you don't know what they could have said to that man. You don't know what situation he could have been in. They're very good with coming up with the narrative, and really good with putting out facts, and really good with saying that this is what happened, which is probably going to come down to that point. Dude going to get sentenced to life or something like that, or death, and we going to think he in jail or dead, and who knows what's going to happen. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know what was said to him. We don't know what was threatened to be taken from him or to be done to him, unless he did what he did. We're not going to know. We're not going to know. But at the end of the day, this dude is gone, and, you know, he ain't coming back. It's one of the reasons why, you know, when you get to certain points, certain levels of success, you stay away from certain things. And a lot of people are going to say, well, why was he back in the hood? And why would you even do anything in the hood? Why would you even surround yourself with these type of people and everything like that? You know, he was a real dude. You know, he really wanted to help out. Now, I can't knock nobody that wants to help, you know, their people out and try to come back to their community to fix something. But to me, you know, you got to be smarter than that. You got to be a lot more, and I'm pretty sure he was, which is why I think this was, you know, some conspiracy shit. I'm pretty sure he was. Dude, you don't make it that far. You just don't. You don't make it that far and get taken out like that, whacked by somebody who you know you were just standing next to not too long ago. It don't happen like that. But that's how they get us. That's how I know. That's how they get us. Can't get to him easily. You got to get him in front of where you know he's going to be at, and there's got to be somebody or some reason behind it. I mean, to me, the whole thing is suspect. The more and more I look into it, it's just weird. And I think everybody who is on that along the lines of it's weird and suspect isn't on the right track, versus some people who are just saying it's just some hood shit that don't make sense. You know, it don't make sense. I don't see it happening. Now, supposedly, on some reports, he was supposed to be giving somebody clothes or helping somebody out who just got out of prison. It's a lot of different stories. So it's still, at the end of the day, don't make sense. It just don't make sense. It don't fit. I can't wrap my head around the whole thing. The only way I can wrap my head around it is to look at it as a suspect. Not in the sense of a normal crime where this dude was just feeling some type of way and decided to just end his life and his own. Because that's what he should have did, to me. You know, and if he would have did that, I still would have thought it was suspect. But, I mean, because it don't fit. Rats, they do that because they scared of jail. They're scared of prison. They're scared of repercussions. You're not going to outright commit a crime and you're a rat knowing what's going to happen to you. They don't fit a rat's MO. Their whole MO is self-preservation. Save my own ass. So for him to do that, it's like, you know, I don't know. So, you know, something that we'll have to ponder on and just have to mourn another loss of somebody who wanted to help us out. And how long we're going to keep letting this happen is, you know, it's up to us. But to me, it just goes back to the whole thing, as I was saying, about the black community and the way that it is, and how we need to stop trying to preserve this hood shit. We need to stop trying to preserve what's been destroying us, this whole mindset that's toxic, really toxic to black community as a whole. And a lot of people are not going to look twice at a rapper who talks about gunplay and murder and all that type of stuff, you know, being murdered. You know, a lot of people are not going to really lose too much sleep over it. A lot of people are going to say, well, he was about that life, or he had past, he had enemies and everything like that. A lot of stuff could have happened. But when you look at the story that's been put out so far, it's suspect, especially, as I said, and as we all know, considering what he talked about and what he was trying to do. So as I talk about, and I'm real critical of the entertainment industry, because to me, you know, a lot of these people have been bought off. And that's the thing about all of this. You know, anybody can be bought off. You know, people can be paid. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a limit that they're willing to go to or beyond to get what they want, or to not have something done to them in a negative way. So people have a price, and That's what we see. A lot of these entertainers and celebrities, they sold out. A lot of them who understand what's going on, they understand and they go along with the programming, they go along with the whole status quo and basically aiding in the destruction of the black community, aiding in the mind control that's happening and brainwashing of the women and children and this generation of aiding and adding to the whole trending of bullshit that we're seeing all up and down the timelines all over social media. These people add to it. They're part of the distraction that's keeping us from the real truth that we need to be concerned about. And all these entertainers are about that. And when you look at just the small stuff that Nipsey was talking about, and going back to Tupac and everybody who has talked about stuff, it's small. It's so small of a level that he was trying to put people on, as far as getting people to understand, personal economic stuff, and getting people to recognize that we can't be killing each other and everything. This is stuff that we should already just be doing and getting out of the way. We can't even get through the small part of supporting each other, business-wise. Opening black businesses, stop killing each other, and stop, dealing with this whole culture that we call, this whole hip-hop culture that's destroying us. We can't even get through that. And then when something comes along to try to help us out with that, we don't let it. We don't allow it to. We shun it quickly. We talk against it. It's too much bickering right now, and the social media is the fuel for that, because people are going to say anything. People will say anything that they can think of to get a like or a comment, to get views, to get their promotion up, to get their self up. People will say anything, and they don't care who they insult, and they don't care if it goes against a black movement or the betterment or advancement of black people. They'll say anything to get in position to make money, to do what have you. And as long as we are like that, as long as we are stuck in this situation where we can be bought off, that we can be easily persuaded, we're never going to go anywhere, plain and simple. Which is why I take it back to personal economics, as I always do. You need to get yourself together. You need to focus on yourself. Leave this bullshit alone, because as we can see, it's going to be damn near impossible it's not going to happen with a celebrity. Somebody's not just going to come out and change everything. We're not just going to come together as black folks and fix this, because we can't even agree on when somebody is being killed. We can't fix it. So you need to fix yourself and focus on you. And it's crazy how people are so upset over this whole thing, and they don't get as upset when their own family member is killed, or somebody who they know is killed, who they actually met and everything is, that nigga was doing this, or they won't even speak to him or talk to him and try to get him to stop doing a crime or criminal shit that they're doing, vis-a-vis selling drugs or any type of scam or hustling. We won't come to our people and say, yo, stop doing that. I want you to be around and watch your kids grow. He hustling. He doing what he got to do. And then when they gone on the street, it's, a sad story. Like, we're not even doing that. So we are so far, as I always say, we are so far away from even scratching the surface of fixing a problem that is crazy. So me and my suggestion to you guys would be, again, personal economics. Get yourself together, fix your own situation, focus on that, plain and simple. And it's good to see any kind of artists come up and speak for the people and try to do something to help the people, but it's not practical that they're going to actually reach a point in success to where they're going to make a difference, because they won't be allowed to. Plain and simple. They won't be allowed to. They'll be taken out just as quickly. So we got to recognize that and stop looking to these celebrities to be our savior. Stop looking to these rap artists to save us or to give us any valuable information. Y'all get so tricked and confused over a small piece of information or a small part of something that's trending as being something good. When you look deeper, it's not going to help us. And it's entertainment. And we find the entertainment in our own destruction, which is why we're not going to get ahead. And we can't even agree on how we should proceed or move forward, or even think about how somebody who was trying to help us out was killed. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. So focus on yourself. As long as we focus on ourselves and our family and get ourselves together and leave this bullshit alone, eventually, at least where you at right now, you'll get somewhere. You'll be somewhere doing something. And I highly, as I said before, I really recommend you not go back to the hood. I'm sorry to say it. It's not worth it. You know, if you're lucky enough to get out, stay out, because a lot of people in there is not where you are. They lost either in religion or they lost in the culture and this bullshit, and they live by the mentality of, if you step on my sneaker, it can lead to your death. Why would you want to surround yourself with people with that kind of mindset that's thinking like that? You got to get away from that nonsense. So it's one of the reasons why I didn't really go back to Philly, you know, why I just only go periodically. I didn't want to set up businesses here. I'm getting ready to open a cafe here in Las Vegas. I talked about on Instagram. So, you know, I'm getting ready to open a cafe and probably a couple other businesses here, you know, since I made up my mind that I'm actually going to be in America longer. So, you know, this is the type of stuff we should be doing. This is the type of stuff we should be focusing on and using whatever little platforms we can create for ourselves to do small things, because nobody that's behind the scenes, or nobody that's in front of the cameras, I should say, is going to do anything behind the scenes for us. It's not going to happen. They're not going to risk everything. And this is just going to be another, you know, deterrent for a lot of these celebrities and people who might want to speak out to keep their mouth shut, you know, because they're going to know. And we got to look at it and understand that they're not going to lose everything. People like Nipsey comes along once in a while. Last person to me was Tupac. So that was a long ass time ago. These type of people come around once in a blue moon that's actually willing to risk it all for you. And this is how we do it. We don't even want to, you know, agree and focus on, you know, what happened to them, or try to give them their, you know, due diligence, or their family at least, peace of mind. And this is what happened. So I think there's a lot of people that's going to learn from this. A lot of people that's going to, you know, keep pushing on this subject to try to get as much social media out of it as possible, which is fucking crazy. And it'll end, and we'll be on to the next thing. Again, I think people need to wake up and re-examine where they think any type of help is going to come from, and get the understanding that only you can help yourself, and that a lot of these people, you know, speaking out, you know, trying to do things to help out, a lot of them are not really in position to do so. And honestly, they're not in position to affect you. You know, only you are going to be able to do what you need to do for yourself, as I always talk about. But a lot of this stuff is more just centered around, you know, what's trending and what's popular and what people are talking about. You know, a lot of people, as I talked about in the last video, is jumping onto the conscious movement, trying to mix Christianity with consciousness and everything like that. And it's a thing. It's like, you know, it's a joke to them. It's not serious as we take it. A lot of people take it as far as seeing the overall picture of what's going on and the totality of it all, and how far, you know, back we are, and what it's really going to take to gain any ground. So to me, when I see any type of a lot of celebrities and people who are in that business trying to do anything, it's like, you know, how far do you expect to get? I mean, are you really serious about what you're doing? You're not going to be able to make any real noise or any real progress because of your status. And it's not going to be a celebrity that's going to take it there. It's going to be individual people coming together with the same understanding and the same consciousness of progression and seeing the bigger picture, and not trying to get likes and people to like what you're doing, or people to basically follow you or give you praise or what have you. It's going to be people that's genuinely really wanting to change and willing to put in the work to do so. And from what I can see, and from everything I've been taking in over the last, you know, few years, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So the alternative to it would be, as I said, individual success, and people realizing that, you know, if you get your shit together and do what's best for you and do what you need to do, which is all you can do, then your success will inspire others to be successful. You can pass on that knowledge, so on and so forth. And that's the best thing. At the end of the day, we're sitting around, we're talking about somebody who a lot of people have never met, have no clue of. Yeah, a lot of people are upset. I'm definitely upset about it, and, you know, feel some type of way, because I just feel like they got over on this again. So it always feels funny when that happens, when they kill another one of us, and especially somebody that's actually trying to help us out. It hurts. It's painful, to keep it real. It's real painful. I was really upset by it. especially the more and more I start digging and looking at the interviews and reading and looking at what he was about, and it's like, damn, what a waste. Like I mean, he made his mark, and he gave people that understanding that, damn, that people will really love you if you do what's right for the people. I mean, look at Pac. People who love Tupac, they loved him because they could see the passion in what he was trying to do, and that he was really about his people. It's the same thing with Nipsey, which is why it hurts for a lot of people, because they can see a dude that's, from where they from, really is trying to do something, really was trying to help people out, and was doing well. So it's like, damn, like it's over. Now what? Now we're skeptical of the next person. How long is it going to take for the next person to come out to try to do anything to really uplift the black community, or do something on the scale that he was trying to do things on? And it's crazy because for the most part, these dudes are sold out. They all locked into, the entertainment industry and what they're into, and they don't really give a shit. They back to teasing you about what they got and basically talking about stuff that's destroying the black community. So it's up to you. We gotta look at ourselves, be successful in our own right. This whole back and forth bickering about what happened to this dude and how people really ready to shoot up stuff and get into crazy arguments. There's a lot of bogus stuff that's going on the internet. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I wanted to really, answer the question. A lot of people ask me about the situation and address it from my point of view. Like I said, I don't even touch on this type of stuff. I don't really like to touch on what these celebrities and famous people are doing. But this dude was definitely, somebody we should have been looking at, and really, seeing that he could have been a big part of doing something special for the black community. Which is why, to me, I understand why, they did what they did. It definitely was not just some random nigger shit. I think it's straight conspiracy. Whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. I'm not going to argue with you about the shit. You can leave your opinion in the comment section, whatever you think. It is what it is. But to me, come on, wake up. Look at the history. Look at what's been happening. Look at what he talked about, and then make your decision then. Whatever happens to this dude, Eric Holder, and that name sounds so familiar for a reason. Well, whatever happens to him is going to happen, and based off that, we'll see what the situation was about. There's a lot of stuff we don't know, and as I said, it could really easily just been that. Which, my personal opinion, I don't think so. I don't think this nigga just a rat. As I said, is just not going to do that. A rat just not, they're about self-preservation. You're not going to commit suicide, basically, and killing this dude. But it's not worth us bickering back and forth about it and making us look even more bad, with the situation. So, that's my take on it. And again, focus on you, be successful in your own right. Whatever you can do to help others, do so. And don't get caught up in the trends and social media and what's trending and everything like that. Like, pay attention to what these people doing. This is something that, I'm not going to say you could have seen coming, but a lot of people shouldn't be shocked based upon what he talked about. But Dr. Sebi's story is, more people are looking into it than ever before. More people are really researching than ever before Dr. Sebi. I see it all up and down the timeline. So many people who didn't have no clue. So, to me, if anything, his death, got the word out regardless. And I think a lot of people are going to dig more into Dr. Sebi and his message and what he had to say and everything like that. So just to get people, with the thinking that, these people are contaminating our food, they're doing stuff to our food and making it unhealthy for us to consume. So we have to seek an alternative diet and basically leave a lot of stuff alone. So I get that concept of it. I just want people to understand that, stuff is being done to the food, and that it's just not the food on its own in a natural sense that's somehow contaminated or has been contaminated, naturally, or, since the beginning of time. That's what people thinking, that, everything has always been bad, and that's not the case. They've been putting stuff in the food for years once they took over the supply. So we got to be, knowledgeable about what's really going on. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch and purchase and support. I appreciate the new subscribers and everybody that's basically taking part in the membership. And see you guys next video.